गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यानस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। धर्मो विश्वस्य जगतः प्रतिष्ठा అని చెప్తున్నారు. మనుష్యుడిగా పుట్టిన వారికి వారి జీవితంలో శాంతి సుఖము సంతృప్తి కలగటానికి ధర్మము అత్యవసరం. కరాగ్రే వసతే లక్ష్మీ కరమధ్యే సరస్వతి करमूले तु गौरी स्यात् प्रभाते करदर्शनम्। समुद्रवसने देवी पर्वतस्तनमण्डिते विष्णुपत्नि नमस्तुभ्यं पादस्पर्शं क्षमस्व मे। अहल्या द्रौपदी सीता तारा मण्डोदरी तथा पंचकन्या स्मरे नित्यं महापातकनाशनं। गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी काञ्ची अवन्तिका पुरी द्वारवती चैव सप्तैता मोक्षदायिकाः। अन्नपूर्णे सदा पूर्णे शंकर प्राणवल्लभे ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यर्थं भिक्षा देहि च पार्वती। ब्रह्मा मुरारिस्त्रिपुरान्तकश्च भानुश्शशी भूमिसुतो बुधश्च गुरुश्च शुक्रः शनिराहुकेतवः कुर्वन्तु सर्वे मम सुप्रभातम्। आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमः। कायेन वाचा मनसा इन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति సమర్పయామి. అలా అందరూ కూడా ధర్మో రక్షతి రక్షిత అనే విధంగా ధర్మాన్ని పరిరక్షిస్తూ ప్రజలకి మంచి కార్యక్రమాలు చేయడానికి శక్తి సామర్థ్యం పొందాలి. హర హర శంకర జయ జయ శంకర.
ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. A message to parents who follow the Sanatana Dharma, especially in the Western world. Are you able to comfortably impart Dharma to your children? Do they know their roots? Are they comfortable being who they are? If these questions give you a pause, we have good news. Sri Kanchi Kamakoti Moolamnaya Sarvajna Peetham at Kanchipuram was established by Sri Adi Shankara in the year 482 BC and has the distinction of an unbroken line of 70 Shankaracharyas. Sri 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 Jagadguru Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swami has initiated and guided us to design a program that will create a dharmic society by learning ancient wisdom of India to help develop a strong personality among Indians settled abroad. Dharma Mool, a unique program to know your roots, to nourish, strengthen the knowledge in children, so they in turn will protect, preserve, and propagate Sanatana Dharma. The program offers certificate courses for all age groups, provide in-depth interactive sessions with eminent scholars to thoroughly understand thoughts contained in ancient scriptures, so that we can create the next generation leaders, enabling them to be the best performers in personal, public life. To a son going on a long journey, the mother gives food to take with him. Kausalya does the same when her son Rama leaves for the forest. But she does so after much thought, for she wants the food to last during all the 14 years of his exile. And what is that food? Kausalya gives Rama the sustenance of Dharma. Raghava, she says to him, it is Dharma alone that will protect you. And this Dharma is what you yourself protect with courage and steadfastness. It is the escort of Dharma that the mother provides her son sent out from his kingdom. It was Dharma that brought victory to Rama for all his struggles. Let us arm our kids with this ancient wisdom and connect them to the Karma Bhumi. Let us use technology to connect to tradition. Through this program, your children will have a connection to the Kanchimatam for knowledge, resources, and references all their life. For more information, please visit our website, Jai Jai Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara.
Sai Natarajanji.
Yes, thank you. I'll take over. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hello kids, my name is Sai and I'm one of the volunteers that will be talking to you during the upcoming Dharma Moolam session. I'm very excited because my role is just to tell stories. Not any story, but an epic. Let me tell you a little story right now. There once was a village that received no rain for a couple of years, and everyone was suffering. It got so hot, like it was in the desert. The heat was sweltering. One day, a saint came to the village and sang a song in Amrita Varshini Ragam that ended with these words, Varushaya, Varushaya, Varushaya. This was a special song. Soon, dark clouds formed, a faint rumble of thunder was heard, and the skies just opened up. In a little house, there was a grandma with her grandchild, and she told the grandchild, little one, can you please take a few buckets, tubs, and pots and place them under the gutters that are overflowing? Of course, the little one was on the iPad talking to her friends and was distracted. She walks over, puts down the pots and buckets. It rains cats and dogs for a couple of hours. And finally, the skies clear. Grandma comes out to take a look at the buckets and see if they're full. And lo and behold, there's not a drop of water in them. They're empty. How could it be? It poured so hard. There are puddles and streams on the road. Kids are floating paper boats. The buckets were placed in the right spot, but there is no water. How is it possible? Well, the bucket was placed upside down. Why did I tell you this story? An open mind is like a bucket that's facing up, ready to receive water. Come to the class with an open mind, and you will receive great knowledge. The volunteers, teachers, and scholars are raring to pour a. But don't worry, we are under the guidance of Periva himself. He is guiding us to distill and gives you the pearls of wisdom from this ocean of knowledge. Come with an open mind, and together we'll travel down the path of Rama, go through the twists of Panchatantra, and in the process, absorb the meaning of Dharma. We hope to give you the seeds to Dharma, and we are sure in your able hands, they will grow into a veritable forest of knowledge over time. We look forward to seeing you all in the class. Jai Jai Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara.
Hello, everybody. Namaskaram.
I can't see the video.
I liked everybody saying namaste when the class started. Namaste. And
Namaste. 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 Namaste.
Jai Jai Shankara, Hara Hara Shankara. Rama 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 Rama.
Namaste.
500 years ago, a little boy was born in Paladi, part of the South Indian state of Kerala. Some of your parents may be from Kerala. One day, this boy went to a poor couple's house asking for food. And the only food they had was a gooseberry.
Can we please all of them except Shri Sai sir?
And they gave the only gooseberry they had in the house. The boy was so moved by the sacrifice, he sings a great song. The song starts like this. Hare. And what this song did was it bring forth Mahalakshmi herself, the goddess of wealth. At that moment, the world understood that this was just no ordinary boy. This boy turned out to be a great guru. He was a great composer, a fierce debater, and a devout person. And he had the foresight to start in Kanchipuram, a place where Dharma will be taught, protected by a line of 70 boys, just like they come up at a very tender age. They agree to give up everything and just help people like us get better. We heard from the person that came. He too started as a little boy. You're wondering how I know. I saw him when I was a little boy. And with his blessing, let's jump into this great epic of Ramayana. You may be wondering, what do I know? What are my qualifications? Periva can talk in so many languages. I talk in like 6 or 7 languages. I am also very fluent in many languages. Okay? I can do C, C++, Python, R, Java, Julia. Impressed? No. What is it, real languages? ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೆಲುಗು ಗೊತ್ತು. You guys know that? No, if your parents are around, they'll be laughing because I mixed up 4 languages right there. No, I'm more like you than very well.
So excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Next few weeks, we will start an epic journey. Here, our great sages in their own language will hear the story of Rama, Sita, Kausalya, Dasharatha.
I can't hear you. I can hear you. Whoever unmuted, you should probably mute yourself. I can hear you. Hear you? I can hear.
Lot of disturbance, some disturbance. Can please other people get muted?
So if you want that person to come there, see,
Please,
yes, for example, today,
please mute everyone.
Yeah, please mute everybody. I will talk, okay? Just listen to the story. Okay? We will hear the ups and downs felt by Rama, Sita, Kausalya, Dasharatha, everybody else. This is not a story with just everything is just fairy tale. But before we get started, let's just do a basic check. Is everybody here listening to Ramayana? Is that what you're thinking? Are you thinking Ramayana is just a story of Rama? Actually, Ayana in Sanskrit refers to the way. You might have heard of Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. So Ramayana actually means Rama's way. We're going to learn how Rama lived. He lived a model life and he showed us how to live. Some of you may know the original author of Ramayana. Is it Vyasa? No, I'm kidding.
It's Valmiki.
Mahabharata kids have joined the class. No, it's Vasishta, right?
Valmiki.
Some kids will say anything that starts with V. Valmiki actually saw only very small part of Ramayana. You know, he just met Rama for a little bit. He heard the story actually from Narada. Enough with all the intros. Let's start the story. Okay?
Okay.
To the north of the river Ganges or Ganga was the great kingdom of Koshala. It was made fertile by the river Sarayu. Its capital was Ayodhya, built by Manu, the famous ruler of the Ishwaku dynasty. There were many, many kings in this dynasty, including Harishchandra. Do you know what happened to even Harishchandra? People forget he is in Ishwaku because Rama became such a big king that he eclipsed everybody else. No one can remember any of the other kings. Maybe Dasharatha, just because he was Rama's dad. From what we know about the Koshala, it is clear that Ayodhya was not inferior to any of our modern cities. Even in ancient India, cities had reached a very high level. King Dasharatha ruled the kingdom from the capital city of Ayodhya. He had fought on the side of Devas, and his fame had spread in 3 worlds. People thought he was the equal of Indra and Kubera. In Ayodhya, there was no philanthropy. Do you know what philanthropy means? It means donating or giving things. How could it be that such a great kingdom had no one with a kind heart? Well, it was because there was no one begging. No one needed anything. There was no heroism because there were no enemies. There was no such thing as truth because no one says lies. There is no ignorance in Ayodhya because everybody is well read. Do you think we are well read? Actually, not really. Most of us can't read Sanskritam well. I am ashamed to say even I'm not fluent in Sanskritam. I'm still trying to learn. Did you know that the religion that we belong to has no name? Hinduism is not really the name of our religion. It was a name given by other people because this was born at a time when it didn't need a name. The people of Koshala were happy, they were contented, and they were good. The land was protected by a mighty army, and no enemy would dare come anywhere near this Ayodhya. It had forts with moats around them. You know what a moat is? It's like a river, a tiny river around the stuff. Not like the wall that we're building now all around this country. And there were many, many defensive installations. And true to its name, Ayodhya defied all enemies. Ayodhya literally means a city that cannot be subdued in a war. Dasharatha loved the people of his kingdom like a mother loves his kids. His actions were always directed towards their welfare. He led them like a son along the right path. He punished them like a disease when they made a mistake. Yeah, he was like coronavirus to bad people. They went and hid inside their house. He served as their spiritual head by leading them with his wisdom and behavior. Dasharatha had 8 wise ministers, always ready to advise him and execute his orders. You know, it's very important that kings have wise ministers. I'm sure you are all very wise, and you shouldn't have any dumb ministers. You know, the princes are just kids of kings. Some of them sometimes could be not very smart. You're going to learn Panchatantra, and Panchatantra was actually taught because a king saw that his sons were not really that smart. But ministers are actually selected, right? So even if the prince is not too smart, you better select good, smart ministers. There once lived a dumb king, and he had picked a dumb minister too. You know what happened? One night it rains really, really hard, and a thief was trying to make a hole in a wall to steal somebody's stuff in their house. The wall collapsed, and the thief got hurt really bad. The thief went to the king and said, this wall collapsed on my head and my body hurts now. I have a fracture. I need to go to the hospital. And the king goes, this is really the problem of the homeowner. Let's chop his head off. The homeowner knows that this king is not too smart. You can easily twist him around. So he tells the king, how could it be my fault? It's the guy it's the mason who built the wall. It's his fault. Yes, you are right. Off with the mason's head. Now the mason is pretty smart too. He goes, no. The bricks were really bad. That's why the wall fell off. Yeah, you're right. Off with the guy who made the bricks. That guy says, no. When I was making the brick, I told this little boy to go bring water from the river. He was supposed to bring a full bucket of water. He only brought half the bucket. That's his fault. You are right. Off with that boy's head. Boy is no slouch either. He is thinking fast. You know, I was supposed to go to the river to get that. The laundry guy, he was washing clothes in the river. He blocked my way. That's why I couldn't go to the right spot. He goes, bring the laundry guy. Let's chop his head off. The laundry guy comes and he says, you know what happened that day? I usually go wash the clothes on that piece of rock in the river. Unfortunately, there was this sadhu who was sitting there. And I think he's still sitting there. It's his fault. The king goes, absolutely. How could somebody come and sit in the rock? Let's go drag the sadhu. Now this sadhu is just sitting there and going, Rama, 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 Rama. He doesn't even know what is happening. So they grab the sadhu, they bring them to the king. And luckily, the sadhu had a student. It was very smart, like one of you kids. And the student is realizing what is going on. And the student says, my guru is meditating. He will really agree to have his head chopped off, but you have to do it at exactly 8 p.m. The king goes, why? At 8 p.m., what happens? Well, before my guru went into meditation, he told me if his head was chopped off at exactly 8 o'clock right here, he will be born again as the king of all kings. The king goes, this is interesting. Stop everything. I am going to sit here, chop off my head because I should be born the king of all kings. And then the minister is now slowly realizing, this may not be that smart. This kid may be playing a trick on us. So he is trying to escape. He goes, no. Bring my able ministers to sit next to me and chop off both our heads together because he will be born as my minister in the next Janma too. Obviously, the Shishya did a great service to this nation because that king and that minister would have sunk the kingdom. It's very important to have very wise ministers because even if the king goes the wrong way, the minister will direct. Dasharatha was very, very lucky. He had very smart ministers, great sages, rishis like Vasishta and Vamadeva and other Brahmanas taught the Dharma. Have you heard the word Rishi before? Rishi is and we need to answer the questions, okay? So because we don't have stay in mute, I will just ask a rhetorical question. Have you heard a rhetorical question where I will ask a question, but I will tell the answer myself? So because there is 100 of you guys and there's just one of me, it's very hard for me to hear everybody's answer and then answer, okay? So Rishi, we will introduce the word, and after this class, we will share a link where you can go learn about each one of the words. So far, we saw the word ayana. That's the first word in Sanskritam we have seen. The next word we are going to see is Rishi. And an example of a Rishi that comes in Ramayana is Vasishta Vamadeva, right? And as a homework, you can also go ask your parents which rishis you are descended from. Yes, we all descended from rishis. Do you know who I descended from? Obviously, how could you know? I descended from Bhargava Rishi. Okay? Actually, 3 of them, but I'll tell you one name today. So ask your parents, who did you come from? So all these rishis taught the Dharma and performed rituals and yajnas. Yajna, another word, another Sanskritam word. You know what a yajna is? It's like a homam. You've probably seen a homam where they do fire and ghee and things at your house, done at a much bigger scale, right? Right now, there is a great yajna going on in Kanchipuram. You know why? They're hoping that we all get out of this lockdown from coronavirus. Can you believe that something like 100 crore times, a crore is 10 million, Lalita Sahasranamam has been chanted all over the world? Your parents might have joined in that too. So we are wrapping that up with a great yajna. So just like that, Dasharatha had these great sages, rishis, who did yajnas. The taxes were light, and punishment for the crime was just and given according to the capacity of the wrongdoer. Surrounded by the best ministers, the king ran a great kingdom. Many years rolled smoothly by. In the midst of all this prosperity, Dasharatha had one regret. He had no kids. When you guys were little and you wanted some ice cream, you might have gone to mom and said, "Mommy, I want some ice cream." And she would have said, "No." So you got older, you would have gotten smarter, right? By now, you guys are older, very smart. You would have gone and said, "Ma, it's such a really hot day, right? An ice cream will be so refreshing. Would you like me to bring you some?" And this time it works, right? Dasharatha was very wise. He couldn't go to Vasishta and just cry, "I want a son, I'm so sad." No. Instead, Dasharatha goes to Rishi Vasishta and says, "You know, in the Surya dynasty, Ishwaka dynasty that I belong to, all kings have taken very good care of their kingdoms. With your help, sage Vasishta, I have been taking very good care of this world. For 60,000 years, I controlled our enemies." Yeah, Dasharatha lived 60,000 years and protected this world. You know, if we lived 60,000 years, we'd be bored sick, right? How many shows can you watch? I have no regrets, but just one regret. After I finish ruling, this world may face a lot of confusions. The great rishis like you, good people, all have lived sorrow-free while I'm taking care of things. But after me, there will be so much suffering. That's my only regret. Notice he doesn't even say the word son. Next time you want something, do you think you can ask for it without even uttering what it is that you're asking for? Now, Vasishta is the son of Lord Brahma himself. He recalled a previous event that took place. There was a conference of Devas in heaven long back. The Devas went and complained to Brahma that Ravana, the king of all the Asuras, he had got a great wish granted by Brahma that, and using that wish, he got so much power and he was giving so much misery and hardship to all the Devas. They went and pleaded to Brahma. Brahma, it is beyond our capacity to subdue, conquer, or kill Ravana. You gave him this wish.
Teacher?
Because of that wish, he has grown so wicked. He is insolent. He ill-treats everybody, even women. He wants to get rid of Indra. You are the only choice that we have. You have to come up with a method by which we can kill this Ravana and finish his bad rule once and for all. No elections then. Brahma knew that he had granted to Ravana the wish that Ravana asked for. And what did Ravana ask? That he should be invincible. That is, he shouldn't be affected by Devas, Asuras, Gandharvas, and such being. In his arrogance, Ravana did not ask for security against just one creature, man. As Brahma revealed this fateful omission, all the Devas, they started jumping up and down and they turned to Mahavishnu, absolutely surrendering themselves to Mahavishnu. They begged him, please be born as a man and put an end to Ravana and his atrocities. Hari agreed and told the Devas that he would indeed be born as the son of King Dasharatha. Hari told them, don't worry, I will come and cut off the heads of those cheating Asuras and remove the sorrow of the world. Let all of you in heavens go and be born as monkeys in the forests, mountains, and valleys, and be my army when the time comes. And using my arrows, I will destroy the Asuras. And my Shanka, Chakra, and Adishesha will be born as my younger brothers. Vasishta recalled this incident. Yeah, he just had a flashback. It is time for Mahavishnu to keep his promise and be born on the earth as a human being. So he said, oh, King Dasharatha, don't be worried that you don't have a son. I understand. If you perform properly a yajna, you will have the son you need to protect this kingdom. So Dasharatha consulted all the religious masters and on their advice got sage Rishyashranga to perform the Putra Kameshti Yajna. The Yajna was a grand affair. The invitees included many kings of the day. It was no easy thing to perform these yajnas. The location, the platform, all the details, everything had to be done strictly according to rules. There were experts whose guidance was sought in arranging things. They have built a brand new camp city capable of accommodating tens of thousands and providing hospitality and entertainment for all the invitees, who included the princes and the sages of the land. When all the arrangements were complete, the ceremonies were set in motion. As they started to pour the ghee into the fire, the flames shot up to meet it. And out of the flame came a majestic figure holding a bowl of gold. King Dasharatha, come, the figure said. The Devas are pleased with you and are answering your prayer. Here is a divine poisson sent by the gods for your wives. You will be blessed with sons if they drink this divine beverage. With very, very happy. King Dashratha was so happy. He received the ball as he would receive a child and distributed the payasam to his 3 wives, Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. He first asked Kausalya to drink half the payasam, and he gave half of what remained to Sumitra. Half of what was then left was drunk by Kaikeyi, and what remained was given to Sumitra again. Dashratha's wives were so happy. In due course, all of them were expectant mothers. In the course of time, Dasharatha's sons were born. One son was born to Kausalya first, one to Kaikeyi, and twins to Sumatra. The king called sage Vasishta to name his sons. Vasishta thought for a second what to name his kids. He recalled the story of Mahavishnu saving the elephant Gajendra from the crocodile. And he named Kausalya's son Rama. Little did the people that were watching it know. They just saw the naming of the greatest king in all history. A king who will establish a kingdom so special, everyone forever will strive for Rama Rajya, or the kingdom of Rama. A king who will show the world how to live. A king who will readily give up his kingdom and walk through the forest. Little did they know that this name will become so pure that merely saying Rama moves sins. A name that will become well known all over the world. A name that will become a mantra, a Taraka mantra. He named the other children. Kaikeyi's son was named Bharata. Twins were named Lakshmana and Shatrugna. Remember, she had the payasam twice. Now, a couple of things for you to think about today. Have you thought about your name? Do you know what it means? If you're named after a god, say if your name is Rama,
Hey,
everyone around you is blessed.
this is so much fun.
So, they will say Rama all the time, right? So if your name is a God's name, everybody else will call God all the time. But what about you? Your parents probably wanted you to have the qualities of whatever God by naming you this way. If you're named Rishi or Ritvik, your parents are hoping you will grow to appreciate the Vedas. We can all look at our names and sometimes wonder if we can live up to them. I'm kind of lucky. I'm named Sai Krishna. And when I was young, I asked people what it means, and they said it means Ranganatha. And if you've gone to Srirangam Ranganatha, he is just lying down and sleeping. I go, all I have to do is sleep? That's easy, man. Then others said, no, Ranganatha is not actually sleeping. He is in Yoga Nidra, a special kind of sleep. As my kids will assert, I can do snoring Nidra, not Yoga Nidra. Anyways, all joking aside, we will see that Rama lived such a life that he made his name special. If there is one takeaway today, please say Rama, 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 Rama as much as you can. There are no rules to when you can say this Maha Mantra. Sleeping, waking, greeting. You can say Ram Ram when you see somebody. Do you know that we all accumulate small papams all day unknowingly? You know what a papam is, right? It's a mistake, right? And you know what a punyam is, right? When you do a good thing. We hear so many people are suffering from coronavirus today. We're not capable of helping them. I mean, I'm not a doctor and I don't know how to help somebody today. I can give some money, but I don't know. But just since we are incapable, we accumulate some papam. Say Rama, Rama, Rama anytime you hear some sad news, anytime you hear something bad, anytime you see someone doing something bad, anytime you see someone injured, or even some animal injured, just say Rama, 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 and ask Rama to help that person. You may not be able to help yourself, but call Rama to heal. Ask Rama to come and help when you cannot. You can instantly turn the papam that comes from being helpless to punyam from being kind. I was asked to conclude with a message for the day, something to reflect, something to do. I remember also the advice of Mahapariva. And he said, before you tell other people to do something, you better try it yourself. So there are about 100 kids. And if each one of you do, say, Rama 1,000 times, that's about 6 to 8 minutes. You will have 100,000 Ramanams. So in order to ask you to do that for the last month, I have said 500,000. See if you guys can beat my number collectively so that I am now inspired to do 500,000 times more Rama, 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 Rama. Let's conclude this great Nama that will relieve us from this endless cycle of birth and death that we go through. Rama, 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 Rama. This is the one Nama that you can tell even when you are breathing in. Keep saying Rama as much as you can. Okay. Next class, we are going to learn about sage Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra will be coming down and asking to take Rama away. But before that, we will really learn about what it means to be a Rishi. Right? Some of you may belong to a Gotram where you descended from Vishwamitra himself. And some people might even say Vishwamitra used to be a very angry person. So some people will say if you belong to Vishwamitra and descended from Vishwamitra that you are angry. Well, he was not only angry, but he was also something else, as we will learn next week. He was the king of, used to be a king and turned into a Rishi. And it's not an easy thing to turn into a Rishi. He had very, very strong resolve to do Japam. Okay? So if you descend from Vishwamitra, you cannot take just his anger alone. You also have to take his resolve, right? So anyways, we will give you the homework for today in terms of an introduction to Sanskritam, Ayanam, Rishi, Yajna. Those are the 3 words. You can look at the meanings. We will share a link that has the document with it. And then next week, we will see how Sage Vasishta and Sage Vishwamitra had a super fight. I look forward to seeing you guys. Next, we will have a break, and then you will get instructions on the next breakout rooms where you will learn Kanakadara or Guru Ashtakam. Okay? Rama, 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 Rama.
Thank you so much, Shyamji. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
5 minutes break.
Hi.
We are giving a 5 minutes break. Okay.
Hi.
Start again from the email link. The email link will be sent to you all. Please join the meeting in a 5 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Ram Ram.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. 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 Do you have to leave the meeting?
You leave the meeting now and get login again from the email link. Okay.
Okay, sure. Bye. Is it the same email link? Bye. Bye. the same tomorrow? To join tomorrow?
No. You have to join today. So after the break or during the break, we will send you guys an email link.
So you can learn the stotram. Purvastakam or Kanakapura stotram. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
டிவில போடணும்னாமா டிவில கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடலாமா டிவில